What is up YouTube, James Baek here, and welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Back Battles. Today, we're still using the Jealous and Stakataka team with Marok, Volcorona, Scrafty, and of course Abomasnow. And Mega Abomasnow has done some major work. So has Stakataka. Basically, all of the members have done a lot of work, which I'm really happy about because it shows like the different roles that each member has, as you know, compared to like the Mega Blastoise team, for instance. We didn't really get to bring much of the back Pokemon. We usually brought the same four, but this team, I feel like we've been bringing some members. Maybe this team, we haven't brought Volcorona as much, but Volcorona is for some very specific roles, and luckily it was able to shine. Actually, it was like 2 episodes ago, wasn't it? Yeah, it was like 2 episodes ago, so my bad. Gonna be trying to record a few episodes for today since I do have some free time, and of course I am in college, so gonna be preparing for those final exams, so gonna be trying to record these just so I can have daily content while focusing on those final exams and studying and all that. So yeah, but otherwise today this video should be going up, I believe it's Wednesday. I want to say it's Wednesday. So if you haven't followed me on Twitch, I highly recommend doing so. Twitch.tv/JamesSpeed1. And I highly recommend doing so because of the fact that even though I haven't been able to stream much this week, it is going to be a stream for this weekend. It's going to be the battle competition. I believe it's Johto X Alola. So it's a doubles competition, so it's kind of similar to VGC, and I'll be trying it out, and it should be pretty fun. I'm hoping that maybe I'll also maybe upload some stuff to YouTube, but we'll see. Mostly it's going to be Twitch. So we have our first opponent using Japan Sand. It looks like the Stippy 2.0 or Stipe 2.0, however you want to pronounce it, with Tyranitar, Escadrille, Salamence, Zapdos, Ferrothorn, and Tapu Fini. Very interesting and kind of like very colorful team. I mean, this team looks very colorful. I like it. So how do I want to handle this is the question. We did face a Sand team earlier. Ferrothorn's going to give a lot of trouble. However, not really, because it looks like my opponent doesn't have many good answers for Stakataka. Especially if you want to give me the Sandstorm boost with Tyranitar, that means my special defense will increase even faster. So, what do I want to assume here? I could see Misty Seed Zapdos, or I could see Electrum Z on the Zapdos. I don't know what the Ferrothorn would be. Maybe Leftovers. Could be the Choice Bandit set, which is the most common set. Mega Salamence. Tyranitar could be Mega. Could be Scarf. Maybe a Z-Move like Darkium. Escadrille could be Life or Focus Sash, or a Z-Move and Tapu Fini. I don't know. Could be Calm Mind, which I would assume could be Specs, or just support. So how do I want to go about this? Stakataka Scrafty looks pretty solid to me. I feel like it handles most of my opponent's options. Abomasnow definitely wants to come in the back, and I think I want to go Jellicent. Marok also seems pretty solid here, but I think I'll go Jellicent this time because, another way to set up Trick Room is really nice against my opponent's team. Even though Marok can do a lot of work, I think that having the ability to just set up Trick Room again is really nice. The thing I'm going to have to really worry about is Ferrothorn. I only brought one big answer to Ferrothorn, and that's going to be my Scrafty. Of course, Abomasnow can do work against Ferrothorn, I guess, but it's going to be annoying if, like, Ferrothorn can set up a Leech Seed or something. So this is bad. Ferrothorn, it's a lot easier to handle, in my opinion. But if it's like a Leech Seed leftover set, it's going to be really hard to deal with. So let's see how this is going to go. I'm going to lead Stakataka Scrafty here. As you know, I don't think Volcorona is the right call for this matchup. It's Fini, Ferrothorn. So I could go straight for the Gyro Ball, which wouldn't be too bad. I could also just go for a Trick Room, which I'm kind of leaning towards since Ferrothorn really can't do much damage to my team. I wonder what kind of item this Ferrothorn is. Once again, as I said, it can start setting up some Leech Seeds, but Leech Seed's not going to be doing too much. Gyro Ball's not going to really hurt at all. Power Whip could hurt Scrafty. It doesn't really hurt Stakataka with its massive defense. Knockoff could be annoying, as I'm just going to fake out the Fini and go for a Trick Room. Especially since Fini can carry Taunt. It's threatening a KO on potentially Scrafty and a lot of damage on Stakataka. So get rid of this Tapu Fini now while I can. So fake out on the Tapu Fini. Leech Seed's just going to be set up. So okay, we do confirm what kind of Ferrothorn it is. It looks like it's going to be one of those sets where it's just going to start going for a Leech Seed and basically probably just wearing down my side of the field with the Leech Seed, which is okay because of the fact that even if you want to get Leech Seed up, right now I have a very free option just to double target the other slots. I'll leave Ferrothorn alone for a Scrafty endgame. Or maybe a Abomasnow endgame, but I think it's better just to have Scrafty. I don't care if Tapu Fini protects. I think the best play is to go for a Hmm. Gyro Ball doesn't. Well, Gyro Ball knocks out Tapu Fini depending on its set. So if it's Bear, I mean I should be able to KO it unless Salamence switches in for Intimidate right now. So I kind of want to just Drain Punch and go for the Gyro Ball into Tapu Fini. This could be risky if Feralthorn decides to switch out into Salamence, but it doesn't look like it. So Gyro Ball going to go out to Fini, and that's going to be able to pick up a one-hit KO. Very nice. So get rid of that Fini. I don't have to worry about it, and I get a Beast Boost, which is going to be attack. Stakataka is looking to sweep. Gotta take a bit of life for recall. Leech Seed's going to come out from the Scrafty into the Scrafty from the Feralthorn, but I just got rid of the Fini. Like, that's a massive threat. That's preventing me from setting a Trick Room up later, potentially, and that's the main threat to Scrafty gone. Of course, there is still something like Salamence that could come out in the future, but right now, I'm looking in a very solid position. Drain Punch did over 50% of Feralthorn. That's really good to know. Doesn't look like this Feralthorn's invested as much in physical defense. Maybe a special defensive Feralthorn here, or maybe very attack invested. So yeah, that's pretty good for me, especially since maybe knockoff was the better play. I don't remember if we confirmed the leftovers. I actually was not paying attention to it. But right now, we got a pretty amazing turnoff. We got some damage on Feralthorn, which is nice. That bit of chip is going to help. And we got rid of Tapu Fini and got the Beast Boost with Stakataka, which is ideal here. Salamence is going to come out. And I think Salamence can live one attack from my Stakataka, for sure. And drops the Intimidate. So I definitely want to switch out Scrafty because it is the way I am going to win this game. I don't need to Rock Slide. I mean, if it's good for flinches and maybe a bit of chip on for Althorn. I wonder if Gyro Ball just knocks out Salamence. I kind of doubt it, but it'd be amazing if it could. Although I do want guaranteed damage on Salamence. I'd rather Gyro Ball. Gyro Ball should do a good amount here. I don't know, what would you do if you're my opponent? I think I would like Hyper Voice or Double Edge the Scrafty slot. Maybe I would protect a Scout. But Jellicent's not really looking as useful right now, so I'll just switch hard into Jellicent right here. Because it's a good pivot right here. Power Up could be a bit annoying, but like the Feralthorn is Intimidate, so yeah, Salamence does Protect. So I could have got Feralthorn, I mean my Abomasnow in for free potentially. But let's see what the Feralthorn does. Probably Power Up into Stakataka, I would assume. Yeah, it is in the Stakataka. So I don't catch on the Jellicent, which is really nice. And Feralthorn's Power Up should not be able to knock out my Jellicent, especially at -1. So looks like I can potentially just get a KO onto that Mega Salamence slot with a combination of Hydro Vortex plus Gyro Ball, which should be able to knock out anything on my opponent's team that wasn't a Feralthorn. Maybe Zapdos can live it, but I kind of doubt it unless it's Misty Seed. So I'm just going to double up the Salamence with the Hydro Vortex plus Gyro Ball. I have no reason not to. I either trade for Salamence or I get a lot of damage off. And yeah, Stakataka is being weakened obviously, but it's not too bad. I don't really need Stakataka other than just massive damage right here, and definitely it's helping with the Beast Boost. Plus the fact is, well, the Beast Boost negating the Intimidate, so Gyro Ball's going to do a massive amount of damage to whatever comes out of my opponent's team. If Escadrille wants to be sacked or Salamence wants to be sacked, that's fine. As we're going to see the withdraw into Tyranitar, so Gyro Ball might actually just pick up the knockout on Tyranitar, which would be extremely nice, and we'll see if Feralthorn goes for a Leech Seed or a Power Whip right here. As Gyro Ball is going to come out to Tyranitar, should be able to pick up a knockout, I would think. Yeah, like Stakataka is really, really strong. So we're going to be able to pick up the knockout onto that Tyranitar. And again, Beast Boost negating that Intimidate is so huge. And I'm going to get some free chip on the Feralthorn, who's just going to fire for Leech Seed, which is okay here. As gonna go for the Hydro Vortex, which is kind of bad, I guess. I mean, I wasn't really going to use my Z-Move for much in this game, I think. Maybe I could have used Hydro Vortex to chip away at the Salamence, but I don't feel like it's necessary. So I'm going to go for Hydro Vortex here. It is going to target down my opponent's Feralthorn here, and that's still going to do a good amount of damage no matter what. So how much does this do? Yeah, it still does a decent amount. I mean, Shadow Ball would have probably done a okay amount, but that definitely looks like a bit of a special defensive Feralthorn here. Leftovers, it is leftovers, okay, so at least he's probably going to heal it up to full, but again, as long as I keep Scrafty healthy for the end game, I should be good. And now, let's see, how many turns of Trick Room are left? I'm pretty sure by how my opponent's been playing, you're going to protect Salamence, because you're probably going to want to start out the last turn of Trick Room. You don't want to take a Gyro Ball plus like an attack from Jellicent, even... Well, you don't want to take an Ice Beam one, if I do have it, but a double up Gyro Ball plus Shadow Ball should just knock out Men, so not sure my opponent would go for it here. So I could also see Feralthorn just going for a Power Up into the Jellicent slot, most likely here. As, yeah, this is the last turn of Trick Room. So I'll just double switch here, switch out Stakataka, go into Scrafty, and switch out into my Abomasnow right here, which is going to be able to, one, get a little bit of chip on Feralthorn with the Hail, two, I can fake out Blizzard, the Salamence the following turn, which would be pretty good, and I can avoid taking a power out with Jellicent, so maybe Jellicent gonna be healthier, can set up Trick Room later in the game if I'm having more trouble with the Salamence, if I'm not able to get the Blizzard call right into the Abomasnow, or I mean into the Salamence, especially if Salamence gets a double protect. If it goes for protect this turn, then the following turn it goes for protect to avoid my fake out plus Blizzard combination. We're gonna see the Salamence Mega Evolve, which I can't tell or indicate if my opponent's gonna go for the attack here. I hope it's not, but I mean, you should probably Mega Evolve anyway because, like, Salamence would go down otherwise. And yeah, Salamence is going to protect here, which I kind of assumed here. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Power Whip, going to go out into Feralthorn. Yep, into Abomasnow. Yep, exactly how I anticipated it. And now we have a really good position here, depending on if my opponent gets a double protect. We got rid of Leechy, which is really nice. Feralthorn's at -2. Scrafty's looking to fake out that Salamence, and Abomasnow is looking for a KO here. And basically, this is the position I wanted. Either hope my opponent doesn't make Feralthorn and just sweep, or get Feralthorn alone. And this is basically a very, very crucial turn where I could just pick up the knockout right here. So I'll go for the Blizzard and fake out, hoping that Salamence doesn't go for the double. I mean, even if I double into Feralthorn here, for instance, it's not going to be able to pick up the knockout because of the fact that, you know, Blizzard plus Drain Punch would do probably about 90. I don't think it picks up the knockout for Feralthorn. And Feralthorn can heal that back up with like leftovers and Leech Seed recovery. So it's not really in my best interest to target down the Feralthorn when Salamence is threatening a knockout, especially if it goes for a double edge here. We're gonna see the fake. We're gonna see the protect. It does fail, as we do get the fake out and the Blizzard off, and that should be the game because I do knock out Salamence, and this Feralthorn doesn't really look like it has a good way. And yeah, pretty sure Drain Punch would have missed out the knockout for Feralthorn, even if I anticipated the protect and he got it. As Gyro is actually going to come out into the Abomasnow with -2 speed, and the fact that Abomasnow is really, really slow, that does absolutely nothing. Maybe my opponent trying to chip it in range for maybe a Hyper Voice potentially, so you can Hyper Voice the following turn instead of going for like a double edge or return. But we're going to be able to pick up the game because Drain Punch plus Blizzard should be able to finish off this game. And yeah, there's not much my opponent can do, especially since I outspeed my opponent's Feralthorn, and we'll just be able to pick up a KO, which is really nice. So Drain Punch. Let's see if this picks up the KO. Yeah, it would have barely missed the KO as I assumed. It actually did, like, the combination would have done like 99%, which is actually really more than I anticipated since I'm not using max special attack Abomasnow. So, Blizzard going to come out. We're going to be able to pick up the first game and basically game pretty much how I wanted it to. Luckily, my opponent led Feralthorn. And yes, it is important to stall out Trick Room. Feralthorn was definitely a great Pokemon for stalling out Trick Room turns. But the fact is my team was just able to play so aggressive against my opponent's team. Like, as you saw, Stakataka was able to get knockouts on Fini, Tyranitar, and Salamence was always threatening, so it was basically just going for Protective Stall, and Feralthorn wasn't doing much damage-wise unless it was Jellicent on the field, and Leechy Recovery really wasn't doing much damage, so that's also a problem. Like, if you don't have a solid Trick Room answer, because Feralthorn can stall out turns, but it doesn't prevent me from doubling up the other slots and leaving it alone for the end game, which is how you want to handle Pokemon if you're using Trick Room that just are annoying to deal with but don't really do as much. So I think that was a perfect example right there, as I'm actually 18-17, which is actually kind of crazy. If you don't know, I did ladder on stream. It was like a few nights ago, and we were able to get really high up into the ladder. So it was like stream plus viewer battle. So if you haven't already followed me, and not only just for Jota X Alola, highly recommend following me for Battle Spot streams as well as VGC streams. As we find Boss, I think that's Boss. Like base would be 2 S's. With a team of Amoonguss, Zapdos, Landorus Variant, Tapu Fini, Aegis/Tyranitar. There's only one thing that doesn't seem really standard to me, and that's the fact that there's a Mega Tyranitar. Looks like I would not see a reason for it not to be Mega Tyranitar. So Tyranitar is really interesting as a choice here from my opponent. There's so many. Okay, there are a few annoying factors. One, the Amoonguss plus Fini is really interesting though. Like, you don't really tend to see those as much, especially on these kind of cores. when Mungus likes a spore Pokemon, and Tapu Fini, with the Misty Surge, prevents Pokemon from being spored on the ground. So that's already an interesting choice here. What do I want to go? I don't know what I want to lead. I think Volcorona could actually do work. I'm actually thinking of not bringing Trick Room at all because Trick Room doesn't seem like a good option here. I think I want to try out Abomasnow Volcarona. Actually seems like a really good call. It covers like most of everything on my opponent's team, especially the Fini. The only problem is like Aegislash could be annoying, or Tyranitar plus Amoonguss. But I like the lead overall, I think. Scrafty in the back. Marek does some good work. I think Jellicent. I wish I had a bit more time. But, okay. Marek seems good because it can knock out Aegislash without having to worry about Wide Guard potentially. But, like, Jellicent for the Trick Room option. So, to be honest, in retrospect, I don't know. Like, I wish I had, like, maybe 20 more seconds to decide on what Pokemon I would have liked to brought. Because they're both justifiable, I think. Marek, especially with the damage output, but Water Spout to avoid, the potential threat of just like attacks. But we're gonna see Fini Zapdos here. Oh, that's probably Heat Wave Zapdos then, which is not fun to deal with at all. Oh man, I completely forgot that Zapdos gets Heat Wave in Team Preview. So Stakataka would have actually been a great Pokemon to bring here. So does that mean my opponent did not bring the Abomasnow? Which would be an interesting choice. Do I need Scrafty in this game? Scrafty's really helpful. Scrafty's really helpful. Like, the play I'm thinking about is going hard into Scrafty and protecting Abomasnow turn 1. One, at least there's something good coming out from this turn. One, a Woodhammer does knock out Tapu Fini actually after a bit of hail, unless it's like a really defensive Fini. Like a bold Fini will probably be able to, well, it's still a roll in my favor, I think. Because I EV this Abomasnow to knock out the common Finis 100% after hail damage, which is like max HP and I think like 44 defense or something. And we'll get to find out the item on Fini hopefully here. I don't know if it would lock itself in a Moonblast or a water type attack. If it is the Specs variant, so we'll find out here. I would assume Calm Mind variant. It could Calm Mind up here, which I could definitely see, which would be annoying to deal with, but at least Abomasnow can knock it out in one shot. So, Abomasnow going to protect here, as Zapdos actually just going to fire for Tailwind. Does it not have Heat Wave? Find out the damage I put from the Fini, as it does go for the Muddy Water as anticipated. I actually wanted that to hit because I needed to figure out the damage that this Tapu Fini did. That's kind of annoying, not going to lie, especially since I could lose my Scrafty here. Although if it is Specs, it can't knock me out, and if it's just regular Fini, then Woodhammer does knock it out. So, I think I'll fake out Blizzard. Because of the fact that Fake Out plus Blizzard plus Hail into Ice Shard might be able to knock out Zapdos. And right now I'm looking for a KO on Zapdos because Zapdos is probably the big thing that can knock out my Abomasnow in one hit. So we'll see if Fini protects here because like maybe my opponent's also worried about a Fake Out plus into Woodhammer for instance. Like Fake Out Zapdos Woodhammer into Fini, but nope. So I could have got rid of the Fini there, which would have been nice. As Z-Move? Twinkle Tackle. Huh. That's actually a lot less scary than I thought about. That's a lot less scary than I thought it was. Okay. So I don't actually mind this. Like Twinkle Tackle is gonna come out, which is fine. That's gonna target down my Scrafty, yeah. Like I lose Scrafty here, but at this rate, I'm not sure how much I need Scrafty anymore. Like Intimidate's nice. Aegislash is gonna be a bit of a problem, but overall I don't feel like this position is bad, especially since I get a Blizzard off into the Zapdos. Let's see how much it does. I want to say Ice Shard does pick up the knockout there, so I could trick him up. This Fini doesn't have recovery too, which is really nice, and the damage output's going to have is really poor here. The only thing I'm really concerned about is does it carry Taunt? Like, Taunt could be a very annoying option to deal with. Delson comes out. I'm going to trick him up for sure, and Ice Shard the Zapdos. So Muddy Water, Moonblast. Are you Taunt or Calm Mind? I could see Calm Mind. I could see Taunt. I could see Icy Wind as your last move. I would assume you have Protect on this Fini. You might not, though. You could have, like, Nature's Madness or something. This is interesting, but I do want to get rid of Zapdos. The Aegislash is, like, the one Pokemon I'm really thinking about. Because Scrafty was like a guaranteed way to take Aegislash's attacks. Right now, I don't have a really good answer to Aegislash. As Fini's actually going to withdraw here, which is okay. Aegislash? Yeah, that's fine. Because that means I don't have to worry about a taunt or like damage off on this turn. So Ice Shard's going to come out into Zapdos, pick up that knockout. So I do get rid of Zapdos here. But what's the last Pokemon from my opponent's side of the field? That's like the main question here. Jellicent will be able to set up a Trick Room. What's my opponent's last Pokemon? It also comes down to how fast this Aegislash is. We haven't seen like speed tiers at all. Jellicent's faster than the Aegislash and Trick Room. Oh, it's leftovers. The Tailwind PR for my opponent's side I did not see yet. I wonder if it's... Leftovers usually confirm sub, but I wonder if it also carries Wide Guard potentially as well. We'll find out the last Pokemon here. Let's see, is it Tyranitar? I mean, if it's Tyranitar, I could double it up with like Hydro Vortex. It's Landorus coming out, okay. That's a really interesting pick. Especially now, so I'm guessing you do carry Wide Guard. That's kind of annoying to be honest. I don't know what Landorus can do to knock out a Abomasnow in one hit though. How many turns of how many turns of Tailwind do you have? You have one. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you Wide Guard here. If you're my opponent, so I'm gonna Shadow Ball. Does Ice Shard knock out Landorus in 2 hits? I don't think it does. If I get rid of Landorus, like the Fini is really easy to handle, in my opinion. I do kind of just want a Blizzard. I don't think Landorus can knock me out, but it could be banded. I'm going to Protect and Scout. I think I'm going to Protect and Scout. He's definitely not going to Earthquake here, if anything, so I don't have to worry about an Earthquake coming out. Could be Groundium, though. And no Wide Guard comes out, so I could have just knocked out the Landorus. Oh, that's so upsetting for me. Shadow Ball is going to come out, do a decent amount to Aegislash, as it sets up a Substitute. Okay. Interesting choice. And it's Superpower on the Landorus, okay. So I could have got a Blizzard off there and probably just knocked out the Landorus right there. Oh boy, I would have loved to knock out the Landorus right there. Well, that's still not bad for me at all. I can go for a Shadow Ball into the Aegislash slot and a Blizzard, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to go for the Blizzard. Let's see if you have Wide Guard or not. And even if you have Wide Guard, I at least break the sub with Shadow Ball from my Jellicent. I really want to know like who's faster though between the Jellicent and the Aegislash. Like that's a really key speed tier that we have to find out here together. Or we could be in trouble, especially if I lose a Abomasnow here. Well, maybe I should consider the risk of losing Abomasnow here. Because of the fact if I lose a Abomasnow, like the Fini could be a bit annoying to handle. But we're going to see the Abomasnow switch out on the Fini. Flash Cat's not going to be able to knock out my Abomasnow in one hit, so or Shadow Ball and a Jellicent. So right now I'm just basically getting free damage, but I'm really hoping I do outspeed the Aegislash with Jellicent. I do. Okay, that's really good. So Shadow Ball into the Aegislash slot. Let's see if it's Shadow Ball or is it going to be the We are going to see it changing the stance form, so it is going on the attack this turn, and it's going to be the Flash Cannon. So it does carry Flash Cannon. Okay, no Wide Guard. Because it's usually King Shield, Shadow Ball. Oh man, that did a lot. And Hail Stops, which is kind of bad. Although at the same time, if it's Wide Guard, I could probably just Water Spout and Wood Hammer to Fini. It covers all potential plays for my opponent that you have. Yeah, Water Spout's fine. How many turns of Trick Room left? 2. Yeah. Because I either knock out the Landorus that's coming on the switch, knock out Aegislash potentially. Like right now, my opponent really doesn't have options for switching, which is like the main thing here. Because even if Fini switches out to Landorus, it's catching a Water Spout. It doesn't really want to catch a Water Spout. And Aegislash should go down to Water Spout in Blade form. And it doesn't have Wide Guard, so it can't cover itself with that Wide Guard. So Aegislash is going to stance change here. I wonder if it's going to be a double protect here. It'd definitely be a double protect. King Shield. Yep. And okay, Fini doesn't switch out. So I do get a Wood Hammer off, and that's going to be able to knock out the Fini. And right now it's looking like my end game is just beat down the Landorus, and I'll be able to win with my Volcorona. So Abomasnow is going to go down here. I guess the question is, do you have Protect on that Landorus? With Superpower, I kind of doubt it, since Superpower is usually a move commonly seen as the last move on like Scarf, Banded, or Assault Vest. So we'll see here. Volcorona is going to come out. Landorus should be coming out. again, it's gonna come down to what item or set this Landers is, but I really don't. I don't think it's I don't think it is protect. Okay, let me just see. What would have to Z-move my opponent's team? I guess it would be Tyranitar. Yeah, Mungus is not carrying the Z-move. For sure. Zapdos with Seed. So Hydro Vortex and Flamethrower the Landers. So let's see if this works out. It might not. We'll see. This is a really close battle. Shadow Ball wasn't going to knock out Aegislash, and yeah, we are going to be able to get the Hydro Vortex off. No Protect. I'm assuming it's Assault Vest or one of the choice items. If it's slower than my Volcorona, that's also a problem. Actually, wait, how fast was my Volcorona? It was either out... It might have been Eevee to outspeed Adamant Landers. This could be where Eevee spreads kind of screw me over. So Hydro Vortex is going to go out into Landorus. It is going to be a pickup at the knockouts. I'm guessing it's a choice variant, which might explain why I kept switching out earlier instead of protecting, as Aegislash is going to go on the offensive here. But that should be game, because I feel like Volcarona would live a Shadow Ball pretty easily. As we're going to see the Shadow Ball is tarring down Jellicent, so yeah, this is definitely going to be game over. As Jellicent going to be taking a lot of damage, but they will survive. Curse Bye is also going to seal up the Shadow Ball, but Flamethrower is just going to be able to pick up the knockout onto the Aegislash, and that would be good game to my opponent. So I felt like I played all right there overall in the game. I guess maybe the lead wasn't optimal. Stakataka, obviously, if I just brought Stakataka, could have done so much work. Knock out the Landers potentially, knock out Fini, do a lot to Zapdos. Like, overall, I think Stakataka could have been just a very solid mon overall. But yeah, like Stakataka obviously didn't do too hot against Amoonguss, so my opponent not opting to bring Fini plus Amoonguss around, which is definitely a good call. Although, like, I thought maybe you would bring Amoonguss because, you know, Rage Powder, like from Rage Powdering Stakataka's attack, like Gyro Ball for instance, could really protect your Fini. But instead, we didn't even get to see the Mega Tyranitar, which I agree with, because if it was a Mega, or just regular Tyranitar in general, that's pretty bad against my team overall. Let's see. Landers was okay since you bring Intimidate. Zapdos, I wonder if it did have Heat Wave or not. I guess that's the main question, because I'm surprised my opponent went for Tailwind when I felt like what really outsped you on my team. Like, I guess Volcarona outspeeds Fini, but like, yeah, I don't feel like Volcarona could offer much damage anyway, so I don't see the Tailwind turn one. I feel like you either try to get Chip or you go for Heat Wave there, but surprisingly the Tailwind, so I didn't have to worry about like taking any unnecessary chip damage overall. And again, it like didn't matter because like Scrafty went down to the Twinkle Tackle anyway. Oh wait, we already saw the Z-move. It was Twinkle Tackle on Fini. I bet people in the comment section have been screaming me at this the entire time, and I forgot entirely about it. So yeah, my mistake, people. But thank you all for tuning in today's episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. If you did like it, please leave a like down below. Shows your support. As well as you can check out my social medias down below, as well as the side tiers on the channel and a bunch more. Again, follow me on my Twitch channel, because this weekend I will be streaming Jota X Alola, and maybe bring some YouTube videos to it as well, depending on if I can finish my Sun card on time. You can also check out, let's see, no, it's not QR, it's a pay spin of the team down below. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to have like multiple QR codes at a time, so unfortunately I won't be able to make a QR code for every VGC 2018 Back Battle team. But if you want to try it out on Showdown for your own, you know, pleasure, go ahead, try it out. There's a pay spin down below with all the Eevee spreads linked down below. An analysis of this team and future teams will be coming out sometime later this month. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you for watching. Have a great day, people. I will catch you around in another video.